HOA Karen destroyed park bench, fined $130,000 and replaced it. The park was the heart of Willow Creek, a small neighborhood where kids chased fireflies and retirees swapped stories under ancient oaks. But on that sweltering July afternoon, the air crackled with something uglier than summer heat. Karen Whitaker, self-appointed queen of the HOA, stood smugly by the community's beloved park bench, her arms crossed, chin jutting like she owned the whole damn world. It started innocently enough, or so we thought. The bench, a hand-carved oak masterpiece donated by the town's late mayor, was a symbol of unity. Etched with his name, it had hosted first kisses, tearful breakups, and countless picnics. But Karen had other plans. She'd been ranting for weeks at HOA meetings, claiming the bench's rustic look clashed with her vision of a modern, upscale neighborhood. "It's an eyesore," she'd shriek, ignoring the petitions to preserve it. Nobody took her seriously until they did. That morning, Mia Torres, a single mom and part-time barista, was jogging through the park when I saw at the bench, splattered with neon green spray paint. Its slats cracked like broken bones. The word "mine" dripped in garish letters across the backrest, a taunt to the entire community. My stomach churned. I wasn't alone in my shock. Neighbors gathered, whispering, pointing. Kids stared, confused, while their parents' faces darkened with rage. Who would do this? Then Karen strutted up, her designer sunglasses glinting, a can of spray paint dangling from her manicured hand. "Problem?" she asked, her voice syrupy with mock innocence. The crowd froze. I stepped forward, heart pounding. "Karen, did you do this?" Her smirk was answer enough. "It's my park, too," she snapped. "I'm improving it." The murmurs grew louder. Old Mr. Jenkins, who'd carved his initials into that bench with his late wife decades ago, clutched his cane, his eyes wet with fury. "You had no right," he bellowed, his voice cracking. Karen rolled her eyes. "It's just a bench. I'll replace it with something better, something classy." Her arrogance was a match to dry grass, and the crowd ignited. Over the next few days, the park became a battleground. Karen doubled down, posting on the neighborhood app that the bench was vandalized by delinquents and she was taking charge to fix it. The lie was bold, even for her. I organized a meeting at the community center, expecting a dozen people. 50 showed up. We shared stories: Karen's endless HOA fines for unapproved flower beds, her threats to tow cars parked an inch off center, her crusade to ban kids' chalk drawings on sidewalks. The bench was her latest power grab, and we were done. But the real twist came from an unexpected ally: Tim, the shy teenage son of Karen's best friend, Linda. Tim was a quiet kid, always tinkering with gadgets in his garage. At the meeting, he stood, trembling, and held up his phone. I have proof," he stammered. The room went silent. He played a grainy video from his drone, which he'd been flying that morning to test its camera. It showed Karen, alone at dawn, shaking the spray can and defacing the bench with gleeful precision. She even kicked it, splintering the wood, laughing as she did. The crowd gasped. Linda, sitting in the back, turned pale, her loyalty to Karen crumbling. The video spread like wildfire. By morning, it was on every local news outlet, tagged "Shurashun Karen Vandal." The community's outrage grew, but Karen didn't back down. She stormed into the next HOA meeting, claiming the video was fake news and demanding Tim's drone be confiscated for spying. Her audacity was staggering. I watched, fists clenched, as she spun her narrative, painting herself as the victim of a witch hunt. But the evidence was ironclad, and the town wasn't buying it. The tension peaked at the town hall, where the mayor, furious about the desecration of her father's legacy, called an emergency meeting. The room was packed, standing room only, with reporters crammed in the back. Karen arrived in a pristine white blazer, her lawyer at her side, ready to deflect blame. I stood with Mr. Jenkins and Tim, who'd become our unlikely hero. The mayor presented the drone footage on a massive screen, zoomed in on Karen's face as she sprayed mine with a smirk. The crowd erupted, boos drowning out Karen's protests. Her lawyer whispered frantically, but she shoved him aside, shouting, "This is my neighborhood. I decide what's best." That was her fatal mistake. The mayor, voice like steel, read the charges: vandalism, destruction of public property, and filing a false police report about delinquents. The bench's historical status, tied to the late mayor, elevated the crime. Karen's face drained of color as the fines were announced to $130,000, covering the bench's value, park damages, and legal fees. She was also ordered to personally fund its replacement, a custom replica costing thousands. The room cheered, a wave of catharsis washing over us. But the real justice came after. Karen tried to flee the fallout, putting her house up for sale. The neighborhood app lit up with memes and screenshots of her listing, captioned Karen's moving good riddance Linda, heartbroken by her son's bravery against her former friend, publicly apologized, donating to the bench's restoration. Tim, once invisible, was hailed as a hero, his drone footage a symbol of truth over tyranny. The new bench arrived weeks later, identical to the original but with a new plaque restored by Willow Creek. 2025. In unity we stand. Karen's name was nowhere on it. As for Karen, she slunk away, her HOA crown shattered. Rumors swirled she'd moved to a gated community 2 towns over. But her reputation followed her. The park thrived, livelier than ever, with kids playing and neighbors laughing under the oaks. The bench stood proud, a quiet rebuke to her arrogance. What do you think? Did Karen get what she deserved? Or was the punishment too harsh? Share your thoughts below.